Good morning, everybody. My name's Jane Brown and I'm a health and wellness consultant with Arbonne International. Thank you for taking the time to have a look at my video today. Today, I'm just going to talk about the Arbonne products in particular and why ours are slightly different to what you might find on the high street. So to start with, I'm just going to share my screen. So just bear me a second. Okay, so here we go. So the Arbonne products. So what does make our products so special? Now, before I joined Arbonne, I kind of saw something on TV that perhaps a celebrity would advertise, and I used to think, oh, that looks good, I'll give that a go. So I used to spend a fortune on trying different products that never really gave me the result that I wanted, but because it looked good and I'd got this celebrity telling me it was good and it worked, I kind of believed that, and I thought, you know, oh, I'll have to give that a go, give that a try. I've not got great skin, well, I didn't have, and I always used to have really frizzy hair, so I really did try so many different products to try and find something that really, really worked. And when I started Arbonne, I actually got this basket out from under my cupboard, and I got so many half-empty bottles of stuff that I tried and just left that didn't work. I was really shocked. So the amount of money that I wasted by doing that was incredible, really. So what I'm not going to do is kind of slate other companies or anything like that. You know, all I'm going to do is just compare our products and show you the difference between our products and high street products. That's all I want to do today, so that you can make an informed choice on whether these products would be suitable for you. So with Arbonne and the other cosmetics, you've got 3 different price levels. So you start off with your high street products that you might pop into Boots or Superdrug to get. So you've got things like your Botanics, your Maybelline and your Rimmel. And then you go up slightly in price bracket and you've got your department store products, where you see all the beautiful ladies with all their makeup on standing at the counters urging you to come and have a lovely makeover. So you've got things like your Clarins, your Clinique, your Liz Earle and your MAC. The next level up from that is things that you don't necessarily see on the high street, but you see in places like airports, those really, really expensive ones that you look at and you think, oh my word, I'd never pay that much for a night cream. Things like Creme de la Mer, La Prairie and Skin Medics, often ones that we've never really heard of, and you kind of usher your children away from the stands because you don't want them to knock anything off, fear of breaking it. And then above all that, you've got Arbonne. We actually just sell online, so we don't sell in shops, we don't advertise. We actually sit above all of these other products in quality level, but in price-wise, we're actually slightly lower than some of them, which might surprise you, because a lot of people think that they won't be able to afford Arbonne products. They think, because we sell online, because we're quite exclusive, they're never going to be able to afford them. But that is actually not true. And as I go through the presentation, you'll see why they are affordable to the kind of everyday person. So what I want to talk about first is why our products are unique. So they combine the best of science and the best of nature. Now, you do get products that use that kind of science and that, they're natural and they've got no kind of bad ingredients in, but they perhaps don't give you that result that you really want. On the other side, you've got products that are absolutely full of chemicals, and they're really no good for you. So you've kind of got one or the other. But with Arbonne, you've got a combination of the two. You've got pure products that contain only botanical ingredients that give the results that you want, so they actually work. So our products are pH correct, which is fantastic, because often you'll buy products that, say you've got maybe oily skin, you'll buy a product for oily skin, you'll use that product for weeks and weeks and you'll still have oily skin because it won't correct that pH balance. Whereas with the Arbonne products, it levels out that pH balance, which should be 5.5. It won't tip your skin either a bit more oily or a bit more dry. It'll sit it at exactly where it should be. We are vegan certified and PETA approved, which means we never test on animals or use any animal byproducts. Now, these awards that are given to companies are really, really hard to come by. They don't just give these awards out willy-nilly. They make sure that they literally test everything so that these awards are really exclusive, and when we really have to earn those awards. And also they're clinically proven, which I'll touch on in a second, and we're built on Swiss heritage. So, as we know, everything that comes from Switzerland is fantastic. We love their chocolates, they make great watches, and they also make great skincare. So what is also really important is what our products are formulated without. What we put on our skin goes into our body. The skin is the largest organ that we have. So, you really want to be thinking about what you're putting on your body. If you wouldn't put it in your mouth and eat it, why would you want to put that on your skin? So our products are formulated without gluten, which again is huge to a lot of people now. There's so many more people that are having gluten intolerances. So there's no whey and no gluten, anything like that. So, you can be reassured that it won't affect you. We've got no petrolatum, which you may not heard of. It may have come under the label of paraffin, petroleum, things like that. That is basically mineral oil. And mineral oil is a byproduct of petrol. It's basically the stuff that the oil companies dispose of, and it's the crude oil that's left on the ground. They deem it not good enough to put into cars, so they fill up barrels of this stuff and they don't know how to dispose of it. So what they can do is sell it to the cosmetics and the beauty companies really cheap, which is exactly what happens. So the cosmetic companies buy this stuff and they use it to simply bulk out products. To sell a product in the high street costs the company a lot of money. They've got a lot of overhead costs to cover. So by filling up the products with this cheaper stuff, it makes the product cheaper to make for them. So when you go to buy your bottle of foundation, you're not getting 100% foundation. What you're getting is some added colour to make that foundation, and you're getting this mineral oil in that's just been used to fill up these bottles of foundation so that they're cheaper to sell. As well as that, we don't contain any formaldehyde donating preservatives. There's no chemical dyes and fragrances, no artificial sweeteners, colours or flavours. In our fizz sticks, for example, we only use natural stevia sugar and natural cane sugar, so there's no refined sugars in there. And we don't contain any parabens. Now, parabens, is another kind of word that should flag up warning signs. Lots of parabens, unfortunately, have been linked to cancer tumours, and a lot of products now do contain these parabens, so it's really something to think about. I did touch on the clinical results that we have. Arbonne insist on these clinical trials being done. A lot of companies won't pay for these extra trials because they're not confident in the results coming back. And like I say, they are very costly to perform these clinical trials, but Arbonne insist on these being done, so you've got that reassurance that they will show clinical results within 24 hours. So what does that mean for you? Well, the products themselves are also highly concentrated, so literally a dot is a lot. You don't need to use much product at all, because again, going to the kind of price brackets, people think, oh, I'm not going to be able to afford these, that they're too expensive. But because they do last such a long time, you're actually saving money in the long run because you need such a small amount of the product. Again, I've talked about parabens. There's no danger to health using these products. I talked about the parabens in products being linked to cancer. That's really scary. And I said, they save money because they're concentrated, they last a lot longer, and you're getting that pure product. It's not half filled with mineral oil and other nasty ingredients just to make them last. So there's me with my dot is a lot. That is actually some facial serum, and that is, that actually is probably a little bit too much. That's probably 2 days worth. So they really do, spread a long way. Unfortunately, that's a cancer tumour that was found in a breast, and there we are saving our pennies by buying the Arbonne products. So how can we help you? There's a few ways we can do that. So we only use all the products. We will not recommend anything that we've not personally used, and and that's so that we can give that honest recommendation. We don't rely on separate celebrities to give that recommendation for us. For a celebrity to advertise on TV, they expect thousands and thousands of pounds to do that. I don't think for a minute that Cheryl Cole is at home tipping her head over the sink, washing her hair in L'Oreal shampoo herself. I think she's got somebody, you know, paid a lot of money to do that for her. So, you know, what celebrities do show us on the TV, you can't always believe. And if you look carefully now at some of the adverts, I think there's a mascara advert that actually says in the small print, model was wearing false lashes. You know, so how can that be a true advert of what is being used? You know, people will come up to us now and say, wow, your eyelashes look so long, you know, are you wearing false lashes? And we say, well, no, they've just grown from using the mascara. Contains pea protein and vitamins to nourish the lashes and help them grow. And they'll look at our skin and go, wow, your skin looks glowing, you know, what are you using? So that's how it works. You know, we're the kind of walking advert, if you like, which is fantastic. And then finally, we help by listening to you. We help people solve their problems and find solutions to their needs. So whether it be a new skincare, somebody might be suffering from acne or eczema, they might want something for weight loss, they might want a new shampoo, you might have frizzy hair, you know, whatever their problem is, we have a product out there that will help them. So that is literally all we do. So they're kind of just some of the products that I use. There are Hollywood celebrities who don't use half of what they say they do. And that's what we do. We sit and listen to people, you know, ask lots of questions to help them find exactly the right product for them. So all I would say, if you want to know more about these products, is talk to me. You know, I'm a health and wellness consultant. I've got a wealth of knowledge that I can give you. If I don't know myself, I've got umpteen people and lots of resources that I can turn to find out the answer. We're not medically trained and our products are not medical. So I would always say, if you are unsure about something, kind of medical side, please speak to your doctor first. You know, that's very important. But we do ask whether you've got any allergies and kind of what we go through, what your skincare, your skin type is, so that we can find the right product for you. Or speak to the person who shared this presentation with you. Okay, thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed my presentation and it's helped a little bit. So like I say, if you do want to know any more, just get in touch with me. Thanks very much, guys. Bye.